Hello? Hello? Anybody home?
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
I am McLovin.
This is Three is Company.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Welcome to Three is Company. I am Q-Tip. We have Preston Poole and Kylie Osborne alongside with me. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Q-Tip47, at Preston Poole 405, and at Kylie Osborne. We are also on the Sports Animals YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter because we are coming to you live. Well, live streamed. So you can, watch our reactions as one of us says something stupid, or there will be a visual aspect to this show today. So I highly suggest if you listen to us, just, fast forward a couple minutes in because, guys, I got some news, and I was going to try to show it as best I could, too. So we'll get to that here in a second. But first off, Preston, how are you?
I'm fine. I've hopefully you don't show me the news that you showed me the other day because
it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse.
I don't know if that's appropriate for the internet. It's a little too high
it's
up.
in an appropriate spot.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
So let's just rip the Band-Aid off. All right. So I got bit by a spider. All right. I woke up yesterday morning to this big red spot on my leg. And I thought, my first thought was ingrown hair, right? I was like, this is just an ingrown hair. I'll be fine. I'm good. So, threw on the slacks, went to work. And I'm like, as I'm walking and like sitting down, it keeps hurting. So I'm like, okay, well, about 1 o'clock came around. I was like, okay, it hasn't gone away. I should probably go get looked at by a doctor. I'm scared to look at it because I haven't looked at it since 7 o'clock this morning. And let me just show you.
Oh.
Let's see if I can.
We're gonna get kicked off the internet. No one wants to see this. I don't know why he's showing this.
Don't stand in your swivel chair.
Can you guys see the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
All right, this is gonna be fun trying to get down. And it wasn't that high up on the thigh, Preston. Calm down.
It looked a lot higher when you showed me in person. I'll just say that. When he hiked his shorts up as high as he could.
Preston's like, whoa, dude.
I showed Preston a little extra leg. But it was just us two, at the radio station. So I gotta show you.
No, we want to see it. Go ahead.
No, but so this is why you watch us live. But no, so I got bit by a spider, and they have put me on the bacteria. What is that called? What am I thinking?
Antibiotics.
Biotics. Thank you. Antibiotics. I knew it started with a B. And it hurts like a bee. And they put me on 4 pills a day for the next 7 days.
What?
So,
jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, is it like poisonous? Like incredibly poisonous or something?
No, I don't think so. I think it would be black, especially with how long I waited. So I got bit by a spider. At least I think that's what it was. I don't know.
Well, did it like spread out? Because you're supposed to like draw a circle around what you think is a spider bite, and if it gets bigger, that's how you know it's a spider bite.
Well, it's gotten bigger, hasn't it?
Yeah.
From what I showed you yesterday.
It did look a little bit bigger, yes.
Yeah.
Here's your biology facts for the day.
Yeah.
I had no idea that's what you were supposed to do.
I'm no doctor, yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, I'm a professional. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody is because it's definitely not us. So I got bit by something. I'm gonna say a spider because then I can use the thing of like I'm turning into Spider-Man. So if I die, then I'm turning into Spider-Man and I'll be back.
Have you ruled out a scorpion? Have you rolled that out?
Dude, don't even put that on me, right? Because like
you have like scorpions in your bed.
Because like I can spray for spiders. I have no idea what you do for scorpions. Do you put like mouse traps down?
Like glue traps.
Mouse traps?
Yeah, I mean use glue for mice.
How freaking big do you think these scorpions
I don't know.
I mean they're small. I mean they're small, but it's probably not. But it could be. But it's probably not.
Thanks, Preston. Thanks for putting that in my head. Really appreciate it. No, but
you'll just turn into like Scorpion Man. Like grow tail. Like...
Scorpion King. I'll turn it into Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Yeah. Before too long, I'll be really jacked and Samoan. So I'm excited for that transition. Honestly,
Yeah.
I have to get a new nickname because he's bald. But
Yeah.
you know,
No, you
it
could
is
just
what it
be
is.
the Rock with the curly hair.
Oh, so like the Rock's like rejected cousin or something like that.
It still has to be blonde though, or else it wouldn't work.
That's true. That's true. I'll get the fanny pack, the turtleneck, and call it a day. No, but we have an exciting, fun show today. And because we're going to later draft a starting 5 of all Oklahoma City Thunder greats. Kylie will have the first pick, and I'm glad she does. So she's not going to force my hand in taking the Thunder player that I absolutely cannot stand, or she'll be evil and take the second best Thunder player of all time, and force me into making a really tough decision and maybe gifting Preston a pick. But first, let's talk about the current events. So the Big 12 tournament is going on right now. Really appreciate Texas screwing my parlay that I had going on today. Thanks for that. Dude, hottest team going into the Big 12 tournament, a dark horse to win the entire thing, and they get upset in the first round by K-State, a team that's on the bubble, right? So, I mean, congratulations to K-State. They probably should be in now, right? I mean, I would think after beating that Texas team, they should be in the tournament. We'll see how it all shakes out come Selection Sunday, but K-State moves on. They're going to take on Iowa State. That game just went final. But of course, the game that we want to talk about is this Oklahoma TCU game that happened earlier in the day. And I got to be honest with you guys. I'm surprised by the final score. I'm surprised it was only a 7-point game, considering it was a 14-point game going into halftime. But knowing that they were without Hughley, knowing they were without Soares, especially as good as Soares has been playing lately, I knew that I kind of chalked this up to as a scheduled loss for the Sooners in the Big 12 tournament with the TCU team that I think, I mean, I haven't seen the latest bracketology. I'm guessing TCU's probably in, but a TCU team that seemed like they needed to win this game a little bit more than Oklahoma.
Yeah, TCU hits the 21 win mark now. I think around 20 is where they kind of put like the imaginary line or whatever that is that they call it, but the final score definitely makes this game seem like it was a lot closer than it was at times, because it was not close for the majority of the game.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just watching some of the interviews after the game. Honestly, I didn't really watch much of the game, but I think he said they had 18 turnovers, something like that. But still pretty confident to get all their injuries back, or not injured anymore.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have a week and a day, right? It's or a week,
8 days,
a full week, to go to get healthy, get right before. And I'm gonna guess, I saw as I was getting out of my car after work today, I saw the ESPN notification that said, "OU should be in." Right, that's what everybody's saying. OU should be in, but they're gonna be a double-digit seed now. So, truthfully, I think that works out a little bit better because it seems like, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like a 10 seed upsetting a 7 seed. It's like the 7 seeds aren't as strong as 8 or 9s. 8 or 9s, you have two teams that are just going to fight each other to the death, and it's going to be a tough, hard-nosed game. And that's not something Oklahoma can do. They got to make it an ugly baby child. They have to they have to pretend like they're playing in the mud for some reason. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see who Oklahoma plays in the first round if they are a 10 seed going into the tournament. But ESPN thinks that they're going to be a double-digit seed according to the latest notification I got. Anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna check the bracketology. Obviously,
I think bracketology had him as an 8 or 9 going into today. I don't know how quickly he updates it, but
it hadn't been updated yet. Yeah, they were the 9 seed coming into today, so I'm assuming it'll be updated on Friday when this comes out. So that'll give us a better picture of kind of where Oklahoma is going for. But yeah, they need to get back Soares, Hughley if they can. I mean, they haven't had him since what?
They haven't had him in a while. Yeah.
Since the beginning of this calendar year, probably, or a little bit longer than that. I can't exactly remember when he went out.
I think he went out sometime around January, but I mean, you could be right. It could have been at the beginning of they haven't had him all year, all this calendar year anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could be right about that, but Yeah, they need Hughley back in a bad way because I don't know what it is about Sam Godwin that Porter Moser won't play him more than like 11 minutes a game. But you need a presence inside, and Hughley was that during whenever they were really good, right? And then he goes down and they kind of tail off towards the end. They beat the teams they should have, and that's all that matters, and that's why they should be safely into the tournament.
Yeah, no, 100%.
No, but I gotta be honest with you guys. So I won't call it an addiction until after I get back from Vegas, but I've been betting on anything under the sun right now. I mean, and the good thing is I'm winning, right? I haven't had to put any additional money in my account, but that account sure does fluctuate from like today I woke up this morning, I had enough money to place all my bets for the day, right? But a couple of days ago, I was like, all right, I got to win these 11 a.m. tips in order to bet the 4 p.m. games. So, but we're back. I mean, Preston, I walked in the other day and I told you I found the valley. I found the peak again, or I wouldn't say peak, right? Because I wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
But we're starting to climb back up. The problem
you're scaling the mountain right now.
The problem is I just don't want to find that peak yet. I got to find that peak while I'm in Las Vegas. So that way, I'm like, I'm him whenever I'm there.
Are you going back to Vegas?
I am. I'll be so I'll be in Vegas on the Wednesday before March Madness starts. I think it's the 20th, so in a week. I'll be in Las Vegas. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited for doing it again. And this time, circumstances have changed a little bit. So I make a little bit more money at my other job. So I have more money to kind of play around with. So that makes it even better, right? It makes it even better. The bar tab can go up a little bit more, is all I'm saying. So I'm
that money that you got is swiftly leaving. It is so leaving.
100%. That's the issue, right? So yeah, because back whenever I went to Vegas, the first time I wasn't that much into my other job. I'd been there for under a year, and then the radio station doesn't pay me anything. I kind of do this as charity work, like pro bono almost. But no, so it'll be a lot of fun. But no, I mean, college basketball, it's at its height right now. It's the conference tournaments are going on, and we're gonna have a full kind of breakdown show of the bracket before I leave. We'll kind of pick some upsets that we see. We might pick it off of mascots. We might pick it off of numbers. Who knows? We might just I guess we can't drink on the stream, huh? But I was gonna say we might just take a shot and pick it around, But no, we're gonna have some fun with the full breakdown when the bracket comes out on Sunday. Let's talk about what is also going on with the NFL. The NFL is in free agency. And Preston, I wanted to start this off by asking you about your team because I saw some news earlier today, and I think it might have been your quote tweet, about the Los Angeles Chargers having to cut one of their better players, if not two of their better players. But I didn't see any news about who actually did get cut. So I was hoping you could break this down for me because I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. So they cut Mike Williams, the wide receiver. Obviously tore his ACL at the beginning of last season, so didn't play last season. I think he was like a $30-something million cap hit, and they were $25 million in the red. So I mean, they had to either cut one of Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Keenan Allen, or Mike Williams. So they cut Mike Williams. They restructured Khalil Mack's deal, so he's staying in LA. And it looks like at the moment they're keeping all the other guys.
Now I have a question for you, Preston, because it doesn't make any sense to me why they cut Mike Williams. Because Mike Williams is what, like 5 years younger? Is he 5 years younger than Keenan Allen? How much younger is Mike Williams? Because Keenan Allen's getting up there.
Yeah, I think Keenan Allen is like 32 or 33, somewhere in there. Mike Williams, if I had to guess, he'd been in the league for I think like 6 years or something like that. So he's probably, I don't know, 29, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And Keenan Allen might be closer to like 35. I don't remember off the top of my head, but Keenan Allen's the more productive guy in my opinion.
Okay.
He's he's catching more balls. He's getting more yards, getting probably around the same amount of touchdowns, but he's definitely getting a lot more. He's Justin Herbert's favorite target. Basically, he's like the security blanket type of guy.
So Mike Williams gets cut, and there have been, and so we'll just kind of rattle through these. We'll rattle through some of the bigger ones. Eric Armstead is a free agent. I haven't seen, he hasn't landed anywhere, right? Eric Armstead, for former 49ers defensive lineman, probably the best free agent out there currently, if he's still out there. Now, while you look that up, I'll rattle through a couple more of these. The big quarterback moves that have gone on. Mac Jones is a Jaguar now. As the New England Patriots have the 3rd overall pick, this points to all signs saying that Drake May or Jaden Daniels will be a New England Patriot in this after this upcoming draft, because if they roll Bailey Zappi out and Marvin Harrison, it's kind of like, what are we doing here, right? Russell Wilson signs with the Pittsburgh Steelers, so he gets cut from the Denver Broncos. And because he gets cut from the Denver Broncos on, I think it was a fully guaranteed contract, right?
Yeah, they had to pay him $85 million.
Yeah.
So he's making $38 million this year from the Denver Broncos, and I don't know what the official number was. I heard somebody say around $1 million or something like that. Yeah, for Russell Wilson in the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Russ is doing fine, lands in a really good situation, and this is something me and you talked about this past weekend, Preston, about. If Russ lands in Pittsburgh, it almost feels like the perfect fit, because he doesn't seem like a guy that's going to go out there and try to play hero ball, right? He's going to play within himself. And the way Mike Tomlin handles his defense and signing a guy like Patrick Queen, which was a signing that they had the next day or so, I can't remember. But signing a guy like Patrick Queen only makes that defense better. I mean, you just need a guy that's going to take care of the ball and, score more than 10 points a game, right?
Yeah, and he has to quit being a weirdo, right? He needs to talk to his teammates. He needs to quit.
All quarterbacks are weirdos.
Yeah, but this guy takes it to the extreme. It's
we'll get to the extreme here in a second.
And then, but they just traded Deontay Johnson, one of their wide receivers that they have. So really, the only pass catcher that's notable is George Pickens. And what has he really done yet in the NFL? It's not much. He's been on my fantasy team, so I can tell you that. He'll go off every other, every 4 weeks or something like that. But other than that, he's just not consistent.
That's fair. So Russell Wilson signs with the Steelers. Kirk Cousins signs with the Atlanta Falcons. 4 years, $180 million for Kirk Cousins. Another huge payday for him. And I mean,
he's going to be like 400 million made in the NFL, which is crazy.
It's insane. I saw this tweet and I wanted to get your opinion on this, Preston. It says, James Palmer, who works for the NFL Network, tweeted this out. Said Kyle Pitts reached out to Kirk Cousins on number 8, right? Kirk Cousins was worn. Did he wear number 8 in Washington, or did he wear 12?
That I can't remember.
Anyways, he wore 8 in Minnesota. And Kyle Pitts reached out to him. Cousins said to him that he wants to be a good teammate. So if he wants, he can just keep it. Cousins said he won't just take the number. If he gets it, he'll write a check for charity, whatever Kyle Pitts wants. And Kyle Pitts joked that all he might want is targets.
I mean, good for him, because now that Arthur Smith is out of town and not coaching that damn team, he might get some targets, because they just never used him.
I hope so. And then there's been all kinds of running back shakeups. So I've got a list of them. I'll just rattle through these real quick, and then we can talk about this. Derrick Henry goes to the Ravens. Aaron Jones, former Green Bay Packers running back who wasn't a free agent, they just cut him, goes to the Vikings. Joe Mixon gets traded to the Texans. Zach Moss ends up at with the Bengals. Saquon Barkley's with the Eagles. Josh Jacobs is with the Packers. Austin Eckler's the Commanders. Tony Pollard's with the Titans. DeAndre Swift is the Bears. Devin Singletary is the Giants. Gus Edwards goes to the Chargers. And Antonio Gibson lands with the New England Patriots.
And who landed with the Dallas Cowboys?
Nobody. I think they signed one free agent.
Former Charger that they signed.
Yeah. The Dallas Cowboys don't have a running back. They have Deuce Vaughn, who I think is the same height as Kyler. So
yeah.
I mean,
he's 2 inches taller than me. I've looked it up.
Jeez.
he's like
2 inches taller than you in cleats. I mean, so if you're in heels and he's in cleats, you guys are the same height. Like, let's just be
I think
honest.
wait, it said he was either I think he was 5'6" actually, so he's 4 inches taller than me.
That's
So
crazy.
Derrick Henry to the Ravens seems like a really good fit. He's just so old that I think there's going to be a lot of hype and not a lot of production. If they use him right, he could be like I think the best way to use Derrick Henry in this stage of his career has got to be like a LeGarrette Blount role, right?
Bring him in like short yardage.
Exactly.
And,
Let
like,
him just be a huge human being and score
in the red
touchdowns.
zone and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think that's how they
play
use
him
it.
inside the 20s, essentially.
Yeah, because they have oh hell, I forget his name. The running back that's super fast that they played for him really well at the
Oh
end.
yeah, the rookie.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
And Aaron Jones of the Vikings, I love that move. The problem is the Vikings offense might not be very good because they signed Sam Darnold as their quarterback. So we'll see what Minnesota does at quarterback. It would suck to see a talent like Justin Jefferson get wasted.
Yeah.
It's kind of got that DeAndre Hopkins career arc right now, right? Joe Mixon to the Texans, that's a great move. They didn't have any running back. They have CJ Stroud and Tank Dell and
Nico Collins.
Thank you.
Dalton Schultz.
Their offense should be loaded. I mean, just to pick out a couple more of these, Josh Jacobs of the Packers is an interesting fit.
That was surprising. Like,
It
because we even talked about it on the radio because we had heard like the Chargers, you said, the Cowboys, and then the Packers just seemed like it came out of nowhere and just swooped them up.
Saquon Barkley to the Eagles is interesting because
That was surprising as well.
what are they gonna? I mean, I know. Damn, it's not Travis. Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey just retires. I bet you Landon Dickerson's gonna slide over to the center spot, but who's gonna move to take up his spot? It's gonna be interesting to see how they shuffle up that offensive line. But I get they're going to try to run it and it might be successful. I don't think it's going to be near as successful anymore without Jason there for the quarterback sneak. The quarterback sneak that they run, that they're
I
famous.
think he definitely he perfected that one.
Yeah, I mean he just dove and let everybody swim on top of him, right? And that's
I think this is the most like effective running back they've had in this era of the Eagles. So
yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, kind of feels a lot like when the Eagles signed DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
I hope it works out the same.
Something tells me that it probably won't. I think it'll probably be a good fit.
We'll see.
There was a lot of elements going into that Eagles team that just were not going to work out.
Who was the quarterback? Was it
It was Sam Bradford.
Was it Sam Bradford? Was that the
Yeah, because Chip Kelly was the head coach. They brought in Sam Bradford and DeMarco Murray, and they just fell flat on their face.
And they brought in that USC quarterback that was supposed to be like the most hype prospect ever, and he kind of fell flat.
I think they brought in Mark Sanchez. Is who they brought in also.
Matt Barkley. Matt Barkley was a backup quarterback, at least in the preseason, because Matt Barkley's the one that said this might be like this is a team of destiny or the greatest team ever or whatever.
I thought it was Sanchez. I thought he played for the Eagles though, didn't he?
I think he did, but Matt Barkley is I'm pretty sure is because Matt Barkley was a really highly touted prospect coming into college, and then I think he was like the projected number 1 overall pick, and he fell flat when he went back. Matt Barkley, he was picked by the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah. So, or not the Arizona, I'm sorry, the Philadelphia Eagles. So yeah, no, it'll be it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see all these running backs and all the shakeups. And we haven't even got to the draft yet. I mean, the draft could come in and one of these teams could spend a high draft pick and ruin everybody's kind of outlook on these running backs. So if you've got one of these old guys that just signed with a new team, trade him in fantasy football.
That's what I'm in the process of is trying to trade Derrick Henry. I was going to ask you this, but I might as well just do it right now. So I've been offered. Was it Noah Brown, the wide receiver for the Texans? played for the Cowboys.
Yep.
I've been offered him and DeAndre Swift for Derrick Henry and my 3rd round pick.
Noah Brown, DeAndre Swift, Derrick Henry. How old? Noah Brown's a young guy, isn't he?
That I don't know. I had questions about how productive he was.
Well, he was really productive at times, but the problem is Tank
Yeah.
Dell's going to come back. He's 20.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. Noah Brown's like the worst of those Texans wide receivers,
Yeah.
right?
I'm thinking that I might just hold on to Derrick Henry until the season starts, because if he plays well, obviously his value is going to skyrocket. Because
Yeah.
I do think that him and Baltimore is a good fit. So
I agree. But yeah, so now let's get to is there any other free agency things that I might have missed before we get into the weird?
it looks like the Saints and their Michael Thomas era is going to come to an end. So they're going to end up cutting him here in a couple months. Let's see. Kirk Cousins already has a chain that says Dirty Birds that he's wearing. Anything
Did you
else?
see all the
that's
Kirk
notable?
Cousins like memes of whenever he
Oh
lands?
yeah. Flacco to the Colts, 1-year deal. He's still in the league.
Yeah, that'll be a good backup for Anthony Richardson. You know,
Yeah, and I keep forgetting about Anthony Richardson, to be honest with you.
you shouldn't, because you know who picked him one pick in front of you in the fantasy football draft that we had.
Yeah, I forget who I drafted. Oh yeah, I got Bryce Young, I think, and I was not happy with that.
Sniped you.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to another quarterback. Why don't we? So the New York Jets quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. And this came out from Adam Schefter, right? This is being reported on ESPN. And what I saw was, so the headline of the story is on the short list to be the running mate, so the vice president, for the independent presidential ticket of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. What the hell? I mean, like, what do we do? Aaron Rodgers is enough of a distraction himself, right? And he's had his interesting point of views, and he has his interesting remedies, his healing methods that he does.
No, he's one of those guys that's too online and that listens to all the idiots online that'll just try anything. And that's who Aaron Rodgers is. But great football player, but he's a little bit of a nut when he's off the field.
He got kicked off the Pat McAfee show. You know how hard it is to get kicked off the Pat McAfee show?
I think that was probably more so to do with ESPN saying that they don't want that on their network.
That's fair. But yeah, so Aaron Rodgers, be on the lookout at your latest November.
So it's RFK Jr. So he's supposed to announce it this next Monday, the 26th. Funny enough, he's announcing it in Northern California. Do you know where Aaron Rodgers is from?
Northern California.
Northern California. So you tell me.
I love the whatever Aaron Rodgers, because it was 9/11, right? The game that he got hurt. This his first game, is maybe his last game as a New York Jet.
Well, let's be honest. They're not going to win anything, so he's still going to be able to play football. He's like, they're not going to be campaigning much because they're not.
Yeah, but is he not going to go on the campaigning trail? I mean, if he goes on the campaigning trail, that's what, September, October, and then November is election time.
Look, they're going to get votes just because of the Aaron Rodgers and the Kennedy family ties, because there are people in this country like that. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to be worth his time, is what I'm saying.
Elite decision maker. I mean, it can stay in a pocket.
Yeah, the guy that stays in a hut for 2 months smoking ayahuasca. Yeah, that's the guy.
I did love that whenever he runs out with that American flag, people are like, "Who would have thought this is actually his promo for his campaign?"
We'll probably see that on one of their
ads, the posters.
Oh, 100. If he gets, if
him with a snapped ankle or
yeah, it'll be like Aaron Rodgers, RFK Jr., Aaron Rodgers, and then they'll find like Megan Fox to be like their the speaker or something like that.
They'll do poster child.
Yeah. Oh man, there's gonna be so many. I mean, what do you do if you're a hippie, right? I mean, Aaron Rodgers believes more is in line with you guys. but you
I
can't.
don't think those
vote
people are
for
voting.
That's fair. That's fair. But no, I mean,
You might be
well,
now.
it'll be so interesting to see if this actually does get announced. I mean, you said on the 26th, so we should know here in 13 days, 12 days when you're listening to this. So it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I don't care. Like, it'll be a lot of fun to see Aaron.
No,
Rodgers
it's going to
on
be
it.
a great internet day, but outside of that, it's going to be a big nothing burger.
It'll be a great internet few months. What do you mean? We have all the way until November.
Again, I can't imagine that they're going to be hitting the campaign trail insanely hard.
Just wait until he's on CNN and he's doing interviews and he just bashes them as a network. I mean, how much
it's going to be more like they're going to be with like the Nelk Boys or something like that. It's going to be their type of interviews.
No,
Joe Rogan podcast. They'll be on that discussing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
100% he'll be on the Joe Rogan podcast.
You think we can get him on? We can start him off. We'll start now.
I'd
We
rather
start
not.
the campaign trail?
Mhm. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Hey, if we're
Any-
getting him on the show, for sure, they have my vote.
If anybody wants to start their campaign trail on Threa's company, I mean, we'll ask the hard-hitting questions. Okay. Are you going to legalize sports gambling in Oklahoma? If it's a no, you're off. Preston's got the controls. He's going to kick your ass off this podcast, right? Real quick. So, no, it'll be a lot of fun. Preston, you say all this, you're voting for him. So, I don't know why you're playing.
No.
All right. Did I miss anything? Any sports news before we get into this?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay, good. I think I've been pretty good about sending my stuff all week. So just the tip will be hot and heavy with Sam Humphries this week. By the way, did you see Skip Bayless's tweet yesterday or a couple days ago?
Yes.
Dude,
Thank God he put a comment in there.
thank God. It is a great English lesson. I can see a college professor working that in. If you missed
Al
it,
Eschbach, that needs to be in his next lesson at OU.
yeah. If you missed it, he put all in, comma, my ass. Yeah.
Talking about the Cowboys in their free agent approach.
Yeah. So
You missed that comma, it turns into a whole different thing.
well, it's like wasn't there a Barstool guy that was a big fan and he put bleeping a man without
And forgot the comma.
Yeah. So everybody's like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
All right, let's draft the Thunder team. So we're gonna draft a starting five. Are we going to how serious are we gonna get with the big men here? Like, they obviously have
If they've played the position, I'm counting it as like if they were on like a lineup and that was their position. Like, and I don't want to tip picks or anything, but there's some guys that played like small forward, power forward, or power forward center. I feel like that's fine just to mix and match.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. So that helps me.
I just want to let you guys know, though, I stood in front of my mirror before this and I just prepared myself to be bullied by you guys before we start this. It's like, I'm just going to take.
As long as there's like no Veet Krejci in there, I think we'll be all right.
Hey. Veet Krejci was amazing in it. Did you see him dicing up people the other day?
Yeah.
So, all right. I've got my list. I've got my positions ready to go. Kylie, you can start us off here.
All right, I'm going to be bullied. Here we go. We're going to start it. We're going to kick it off. Mr. Kevin Durant. I really thought about it. Yep. Got to do it. I mean, hands down. There's no argument.
Yeah. That was the
I
one.
hate seeing it, but we're bringing him back.
I mean, it's the easy pick. It really is.
Yeah.
So
that's the small forward off the board there for
small
Kylie.
forward off the board. All right. Because I like a different point guard, I'm not going to go with the point guard that everybody's thinking I should go with here. And because the dude was a jerk to me. So I am going to go with one Mr. James Harden. Okay. So if we're only looking at Thunder time, right, as he was a Thunder player, yes, he choked in the finals, 6th Man of the Year award. He was the 3rd best player behind Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. I mean, that's not a bad list, right? That's not a bad list to be behind. So give me Russell Westbrook. Give me James Harden as my starting shooting guard for the all-time Thunder roster.
Gotcha. Okay, so your shooting guard is off the board. Then I
Love it.
have 2 picks in a row. So I will go with. Oh man. See, the thing is, like, I want to go with kind of one of the thin positions, to get
the
that off
issue
the
is-
board.
The issue is
but
you don't pick the guy that you don't pick the next one. I'm taking a point guard here.
yeah, no, I'm definitely taking a point guard in my 2 picks. It's just.
If you don't
What
take 2
big man?
guards, yeah.
So obviously I'll take Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with my 3rd pick. I
You
think that's
suck.
pretty smart to do at my point guard. Man, and then at small forward, I will take Paul George. So I have SGA at point guard and Paul George at small forward.
Dang it, Preston, dude. You ruined what I was going to do there. All right. Well, I got to take the other MVP that's still sitting on the board here. So give me Russell Westbrook. I'll start my
I thought
team.
you were just gonna leave it for me. I was like, you can't do that.
run the 2012 team down. That sucks, though, because I was really hoping that you would mess up and you would not take Shea. But I also had Chris
Look,
Paul.
as much as I love Russ, if we're building like a team to win, all right, I'm a winner first, okay?
There's 2 MVP. Like, you didn't pick. Like, there's been 3 MVPs in the history of the Thunder.
Well, yeah, but the one, obviously 2 of them were off the board. I would have taken Kevin Durant had he fallen to me. James Harden was on my board, but I was not planning on taking him because I think there's other guys that I can get that are would be just as effective on my squad.
Well, that sucks because I had another point guard that from probably the funnest Thunder team that played with Shea. I won't ruin it just in case.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a dark horse pick. So, all right. So, go ahead, Kylie. You get 2 picks here.
Okay. Let's see. What are we doing here? Oh,
So you've got a
lost
small forward right now in Kevin Durant. That's your only player.
I think we lost her.
Wait.
Kristen. She's back.
No,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
s- we're
Okay,
still
wait.
good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
we
we
got
got
you.
Yep.
Okay. I
And we
lost
lost
her
her again. All right, we'll take her off until we get her back.
What a face that was.
Right at the wrong moment.
Right
too.
at the.
All right,
she
it
was-
looks like we got her back. All right,
she was
are you there?
Really thinking there.
yeah. Wait, what happened? Was it like just
No,
bad?
no, yeah, you dropped, so we had
Yeah, you'll have to go back and look at the face
Okay.
that you made whenever you dropped. So
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, I said Chris Paul. I don't know if we heard that. I'm okay.
No, I will add that to your.
All
So
right, Chris Paul.
point guards are done. Everyone
Okay.
has
Okay,
drafted
I'm really
point guard.
cutting in and out here.
go ahead and make your second pick. We
Okay.
can still hear you.
Okay. What are we doing here? Let's go with let's do Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony. That was a good pick.
I got coached on this a little bit. I will say these are not.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of help beforehand.
All right. So
Ah.
Kylie, leave the thing and rejoin. That way your connection is a little bit better.
Okay. All right.
All right,
Ah,
we'll get her
dang
back
it,
here and
dude.
we'll inform her of the picks as well whenever we
Yeah.
get her back.
I'm so upset because I thought I was gonna be able to fill out that one, but now here's the issue. All right, because I think I'm gonna zig and hoping that you're gonna zag, but I think
Yeah.
you're also gonna zig. So it's like, which way do I want to? Who do I want to take away from you? Because I think you're gonna take the other guy from me.
Yeah.
So
So we haven't made any picks yet, but all right.
yeah, we haven't made any.
Oh,
picks. All
you
right.
haven't? Was he
No.
just complaining?
Yeah, I was. Okay, I'm gonna take Steven Adams. I'm gonna take Steven Adams here because I think there's a couple of small forward or a couple of power forwards that I can snag. The small forward position, I'm just punting. So I'm gonna take Steven Adams.
All right, Steven Adams for Q-Tip. That was his center. So what you've got?
got
point
Russ,
guard,
Harden,
shooting guard. Yeah,
Adams.
okay. So I'm going to take a center, and I'm going to take Chet Holmgren.
Okay.
Thanks,
really
guys.
the only logical one left. And then at power forward, I'm going to take one Serge Ibaka. So all I
Okay.
have left now is a shooting guard to get when we come back around.
All right. For my power forward, because I think there's a couple of guys that can fit in the small forward position but can't fit in the power forward position, right? If we're going to be real picky here, I'm going to take Al Horford. I think Al Horford
That was one I didn't even have on my list. So that's a good pull. He only played one season?
Yeah, he played one season. He's killer from the corners. So you spread the floor with Russ and Harden. I mean, let those guys drive. I like Al Horford at my power forward.
Horford. If I can spell. Not
Right
even
now.
on my list. That's a name that I didn't even think of.
That was a name that I pulled as I was like thinking of who to put on this.
Okay, like I said, I had written down I got a little bit coached on this. Okay, so this is when I was told was Kendrick Perkins at center.
Yeah.
Culture
There was
guy.
about 3 names to be picked at center, and they
Yeah.
all got picked.
Yep.
Yeah, and then wait, is it still me?
Yeah.
Go back on?
Let's
Okay.
see. You need a shooting guard now.
Okay, I think that Derek Fisher is a shooting guard. Can we go with that?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Because that's
He is
what we
a
had
guard,
next up on
so-
the
Who was
list.
your
All
point?
right.
Yeah, it was Derek Fisher and Chris Paul. You got the old man backcourt there.
Well, in their prime. I thought we're not doing it currently, are we?
No, we're not.
Yeah, the iteration of them on the Thunder.
But I mean, those are good picks. I thought, who you got left, Preston? What position you got?
I need a shooting guard.
Okay, then I won't say what I think. All right, so this one's tough for me, right? Because it's small forward, there's 2 names I'm looking at here. All right. I'm looking at Danilo Gallinari and Jeff Green, right? Caron Butler, I don't know. Is he a small forward? He's probably a shoot more 2 guard.
No, I think he played small forward for the Thunder a little bit.
Did he? Caron Butler's got the weird release. I don't want that on my team. So
Headband guy too.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna round out the big 3. You remember, one of Kevin Durant's 5 best teammates he ever played with. Or no, that was Serge Ibaka. Never mind. Sorry, I thought I was just trying to take a shot. So I'm gonna go Jeff Green. Jeff Green with the Thunder was a sniper from the corners. I put Al Horford and Jeff Green in the corners with Russ and James attacking the paint and Steven Adams to grab every rebound that Russ will allow him. Yeah. I mean, this team's not getting stopped. Like, run this in a 2K simulator, and you might go on 82-0.
Well, you've made a crucial mistake, my friend, because you have left the door open for me to take J-Dub as my shooting guard.
You went really young.
That's exactly what I'll be doing.
You went really you like your Thunder team like you like your women.
Jeez.
Early 20s.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I just
you have Paul George in there and Serge Ibaka. I mean, come on.
Okay, I guess there's a little bit of a mixture, but still, like,
plus when you get to shooting guard, though, I mean, it's either Thabo Sefolosha or Lou Dort, right? And if you're going to leave
Caron Butler would have fit as a 2 guard.
Yeah, but if you're going to leave me J-Dub in there, I mean, come on, I'm going to snag him as shooting guard 7 days a week is what I meant.
Okay, fair enough. I'm surprised that you didn't go or nobody went Gordon Hayward.
He's been on the team for 3 weeks.
Okay, I mean, so there's a lot of Thunder greats that really never even put on the.
Yeah, John Wall could have been one.
Yeah,
is it Kemba Walker? I mean,
Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker could have been one.
We didn't even pick the guy that his numbers retired. You know,
I'm not going to get into that.
That was on my list.
Yeah, so
names a little bit that I had prepared.
Jeremy Grant I had on my list as well at power forward. I always liked him when he was in Oklahoma City as a young guy. I think that was everyone else that was on my board.
George Hill.
I forgot about him.
I'm trying to
still yet. I mean,
I'm trying to
So you want to run back the teams real quick? I'll say mine. Point guard, I have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Shooting guard, I have Jalen Williams, Santa Clara. We'll throw that in there. J-Dub. Power forward, I have Paul George, PG-13. That was small forward. Power forward, I have Serge Ibaka, and then my center is Chet Holmgren.
So you went pretty much 2024 Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yes, but that's because I think they're a good squad.
Okay. My team, former MVP Russell Westbrook, former MVP James Harden, Jeff Green, Al Horford, and Steven Adams.
Well, here in, I don't know, 3 months, I'll probably be able to say that I've got an MVP on my team as well.
Luka's not on your team.
I should just end this right now.
Alrighty, let's see. I've got 2 forwards with KD and Carmelo Anthony, 2 guards, Russell Westbrook. Oh, wait, just kidding. I lied. That's not me. Chris Paul and Derek Fisher. And then we've got Kendrick Perkins at center.
Yeah. See, I was going to do Steven Adams, but you took him right before I could. So that left the door open for me just to take Chet because I definitely didn't want Kendrick Perkins.
I mean, honestly, I had to really research them right here. I was like, who in the heck else?
The
I'm
centers.
trying to even think center wise, who else would even be on the list?
Well,
you
could have
drawn
gone
a blank.
You could have gone sneaky because if you want to be truthful, you remember when the Thunder ran their small ball lineup in 2020? Danilo Gallinari was the center for that team. So you could have really gone sneaky if you wanted to.
Could have thrown Poku in there as well. I wouldn't have, but could have.
Yeah, you could have. I mean, if you wanted to tank your team, I guess. But all right, let's end this on some bad beats real quick, okay? Because I want to use this to complain for a second. So first of all, there's a really bad beat in the NBA tonight. So the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat are playing, and Nikola Jokic is dribbling the ball. Last few seconds are going off the clock, and he just kind of throws the ball on the ground. He just kind of doesn't slam it down, but just dribbles it and walks off. And he daps up Bam Adebayo, right, and then continues to go. Well, Bam Adebayo walks over to the basketball and picks it up with 3 seconds left. His line was half a steal.
And he got 1 steal.
And he got this steal off of the last 3 seconds.
Just he just picked it up, not even tried to do anything with it. He just went and picked it up and handed it to a referee or something.
Well, he picked it up and he daps up Aaron Gordon. He daps up Jokic. The ball's just sitting there, kind of in right in front of him because Jokic walks away to go dap up some other player. I don't know who that is that he's dapping up right there. And Bam just picks up the ball to throw a half court shot up after the buzzer goes off.
Yeah.
And so he just picks up the ball, but there was 3 seconds left in the game when he picked up the ball. So it counted as a steal for Bam Adebayo.
That's perfect.
And then let me complain about this Wisconsin game. Okay, so Wisconsin and Purdue, the line was 9.5. Okay, so this happened on Sunday. The line was 9.5. It's a 13-point game, all right? And there's 30 seconds left, right? The shot clock in college basketball is 30 seconds. So there's 30 seconds left. Wisconsin and Purdue takes a timeout. They sub all their seniors out. It was senior night for Purdue. So a guy like Zach Edey's getting subbed out of the game who, I don't know the history of Purdue basketball, but might be the greatest Purdue basketball player ever. And gets subbed out, gets a standing ovation. Great moment for Purdue. All the seniors get subbed out. It's great time for Purdue basketball. Wisconsin inbounds the ball after they take the timeout, hit a 3, right? No problem, whatever. 10-point game. Was Purdue's still going to cover? No big deal, right? And the total in that game was it was 1 point less, right? So if it was let's just say if it was at 147, the game was at 146.
Yeah.
So Purdue inbounds the basketball to this walk-on freshman that's never going to see the floor ever again, right? And what does Wisconsin do? The classy sportsmen that they are, they steal it and then go dunk the ball. So now the over cashes and Purdue no longer covers the 9.5 that they were laying. You can see which side of the game I was on here.
Yeah, I can tell. Sounds like you
So-
had possibly the under and Purdue. by
I didn't have
9.5.
the under. I just had Purdue. But still, Wisconsin, I hope you never win a basketball game for the rest of your existence. Okay? I hope Frank Kaminsky comes back and he says that Wisconsin's the biggest dump that there ever was. All right? I hope that when Aaron Rodgers is the vice president of the United States, the first thing he does is he moves Wisconsin up into Canada. All right?
Sells it.
What are we doing? I just wanted to complain. I was so upset about that bad beat, and it really put a bad juju on my bets for the rest of the day. Pretty much, if Wisconsin doesn't be a jerk there, I cash the rest of my bets for the rest of the day. But instead, I get the bad beat, and when you get a bad beat, it just goes downhill from there. It's just how the universe works. I can't control it. Wisconsin did. So thanks. Really appreciate that.
Well,
Taking
the
them
good
into
thing is
Canada.
you've got a lot of basketball coming up. So
I don't care if I have a lot of basketball coming up. I lost on Sunday, Preston. I'm still pissed.
hey, oh well.
All right, that'll do it for us. Make sure and go follow us on Twitter at QTip47, at PrestonPool405, at Kylie Osborne, at Sports Animal on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter is where you can catch our live stream, and you can check out my spider bite because it was right to be seen. That is for sure.